Hi everyone, welcome to All Four Queens 555. Hope you're doing well on this Saturday morning. So I want to talk awakening and timelines. So I've just done one a minute ago about the power of suggestion. Now I want to do timelines. So when we awaken and all the things that hit us all in one go, when we go through our dark night of the soul and we look at all the things that have happened. And this is just a quick overview. I will do a bit more of a depth one about it. And then you got your cycles, and I talked about cancelling cycles on a previous one, but you've got your karmic cycles. Now, cycles generally seven to 9 years, but they don't actually close until you close out the cycle and you learn the lesson and it stops. But some people try and play with alchemy and try and keep cycles open so they can do some nefarious things, and that's what's happened to me. So as I've gone through my cycles from the age of 18 all the way up to like the 50s and stuff, I noticed that my cycle was a top. I was doing really well, and then all of a sudden I dropped into a negative, and that's when people were stealing my blessings. Because what they did was I would be doing okay, everything in my life was fine, and then all of a sudden something negative would happen which would push me down, and then all of a sudden I'd be at the bottom having to climb back up again. And that's happened pretty much my whole life, to be fair, since 18. And when I had the cleanse, the lady said you had two traumas, one at 18 and one at 24. And how did she know that? I did, but how did she know that? And I know exactly why I did as well. And then we'll get into how people steal your blessings in the different ways that you do it. So I hope that helps. But yeah, if you look at your timelines and look at your how your life has panned out, and then you'll see when it went down and when it goes up, when it went down, when it goes up. Now, the only thing that I will say to that is everything that has ever been stolen from me, energy, abundance, money, my character, my reputation, all that has been a blessing from God. So, and my ancestors. So we don't avenge. So it says, beloved, do not avenge, for I shall avenge and I shall repay, says the Lord. Vengeance is mine. So we don't need to avenge these people, because we know that everything that they have done, that they will reap what they have sown. And sometimes I've asked the question, so it's gone on for so long for me and it's happened again, why so long? Well, think about it. Look at what's happening around the world. The exposure's being done. Those that will, first will be last, the last will be first. And all those people that thought they were getting on this massive gravy train have ended up now with the IOU of the karma that we've all walked through to gain the blessing. They're now having to do the payback because they got the advance at front. They didn't do any of the work, and now they've got the karma they need to pay. Because you don't get anything for free, do you? Nothing's for free in this world. So, and we know that God don't bless mess. So we know that they now have the IOU to pay back all the karma that we had to walk through to gain the blessing in the first place that they stole. And now they need to go through all the karma that we did to pay back what they stole. So, you don't get anything for nothing. And we know that God will give us our harvest and our milk and honey because we've done the work and we deserve it. And these people have come around thinking that they're God. And I talk about that in the idols. You don't have the cup of the demon and the cup of the Lord. You can't sit at both tables, and yet they've tried to. So now he's responding to that. So I hope that helps, because timelines are so important, because you'll see where things have gone and how it's shifted and things like that. And then we'll get into the reasons why on the next recording, how I see it anyway. And yeah, so just do your timeline and you'll see. And then you'll see who as well. I mean, 9 times out of 10, your guides will show you anyway. And I've always, in my gut, known. But sometimes, when you find it out, you just have to go through your dark night of the soul and purge it out, basically, and give yourself some self-love. That's what it's all about. Okay, hope that helps. Bit rambly. Sorry, I have got somebody that's really trying to stop me from speaking, and you'll see that on a lot of the readers' recordings that there's somebody that's so desperate to hold on to your energy, stop you from telling the truth. But that's what we're here for. Tell the truth, make the world a better place, and get rid of this horrible negative energy that people have lived on for so long, to be able to abuse others and make out others as something that they're not, and then keep them hidden and blocked away, whilst they can go away and have this luxury lifestyle and not do any work for it. And I was trying to find the recording that I actually did a card reading where I actually show the luxury lifestyle, but I couldn't find it. But I will find it, and I'll record it again. But that's basically what it is. As soon as you share the truth, people want to shut you down and shut you up and throw you out of the world pretty much. And that's why you have to have faith, law and faith, and God give us faith. Well, Jesus give us faith, and that's why we stand with God, because he will avenge for us anyway. Nothing is unseen, and we all have karma, and we all have to pay our debts this lifetime. Can't leave without doing it. So they might have had a great life, but I would say a lot of them were living in judgment, and a lot of them were living in karma. And karma can be anything, can't it? You might have a big bank balance, but everything else is falling out around you. So what was it? What was the point? And to cut other people out of their lives and not give them a penny, and then tell everybody that you've got to look after them. That's not true, is it? So, but we'll let God and the ancestors deal with the judgment, because obviously that's their judgment. We're here to expose and to tell the truth, hence my purpose on social justice. So we're here to tell the truth and not be told that we can't tell the truth. And if they don't like it, then maybe they need to have that conversation with the powers that be. All right, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Get your timeline out, have a look, you'll probably start to see things, and then that'll help you with your healing when we move into healing, and obviously being a bit more aware of your awakening and stuff. And unfortunately, you do have to let go. God will make sure that people that are not supposed to be in your life won't be in it going forward, and that can be anybody. As I said, man's biggest enemy is in his household sometimes, and your household doesn't have to be the house that you live in. It can be the wider people that you have around you. Use it as a metaphor for that type of thing. It can be everybody that you have as you consider to be your network, basically. Not everyone's for you. Some people are quite against you, really. So I hope that helps. Don't want to keep it negative, but in the awakening, you do have to open up your eyes to see the things that have gone on, and protect yourself, and be aware that some people are not there for you, they're against you. And that's their contract in life. When you talk spiritual, that's their contract, that's what they signed up for, to not let God's people go forward, but to hold them back, because they've got demonic contracts and we've got divine ones. That's what it is. It is what it is. So I hope that helps. I know it's a bit much, but it is a spiritual channel, and the world is spiritual, as well as the way that we're shown it. And just need to put your spiritual eyes on a little bit and see the world how it really is, and not what the illusion that we're sold. All right, so I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, and I'll see you next one. Send you much healing, much love, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.